Is it recording?
It's recording, yeah. Is it recording? All our episodes start with, like, is it recording?
Oh.
Yes, it's working. It's recording.
Hi,
now.
welcome.
You can see our feed right up there on both ends.
Oh, okay. Hi, welcome to Priceless Conversations. My name is Travis Price. I'm here with AJ
Hello.
and Matt Russell.
Hey, what's up?
And we're going to cut like
Today's topic is raw and uncensored, and we don't know what the hell we're going to talk
raw,
about.
uncut ASMR.
No.
We're going to drink lemonade in the mic because I'm the only one here without one.
Okay.
No, but I have not, stop what you're doing. I have not seen Matt Russell in a long time. How many years has it been since I've seen you?
Since you've like physically seen me like face to face, or yeah. I mean,
What do you mean?
I-
I spiritually see you?
I
I go
mean-
and visit you in dreams?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I thought I saw you for like a couple seconds on an
Like-
accidental video call a couple days ago. So I mean,
Oh, yeah. He called me and he video called me and I was asleep. And I thought he was just calling me on Messenger. I open it up and I see Matt's face and I was like, motherfucker, dude. I'm trying to sleep. I work nights.
which I hung up and was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. My bad. Pocket dial."
Pocket dial.
Pocket dial, yeah.
Pocket dial as he's looking into the phone. Pocket dial.
Yeah. Can you actually pocket dial a smartphone anymore?
Yeah. Like, if you
He
wake
does
up,
it.
you
He
wake him
called me
up.
like 4 times.
You know, I used to have a flip phone before I had a smartphone, and even then I never pocket dialed anybody.
Literally, like I'm a big dude when it comes to like when I'm out working. I sweat like crazy when I'm doing stuff. I work with my dad. I do like pest control and stuff during summertime. Help him out. And then once I get sweaty, if that phone like is face first in my pocket, a text message, bump it, anything, it literally flips the stupid thing open and it's like calling people, sending text messages, bringing up videos.
Oh, wow.
I'll be in the middle of a conversation with a customer, all of a sudden my phone will start playing some random video that it would like enter like, I don't know, 3 random characters and then pick something.
I can just see you right now. Well, sir, we have this product over here, and you hear it just emanating from your behind, you know, hello, are you there?
I was like,
Hello.
Yeah, and you know, you must be a very hydrated person because you honestly sweat more than anybody I know.
You're
Like,
straight.
whenever me and you were in gym, you would have a wet towel on your back at the end of gym classes.
Never failed.
It's like, son of a holy Moses, dude.
Wow.
Not even that. It was literally APC and every like lifting weights, and we get done with lifting weights, and I'm literally so sweaty that you can see it through my pants.
Yeah.
See
Like
what?
my jeans, the sweat on
Oh,
my
okay,
legs.
okay,
like,
What
through
are
my
you trying
jeans.
to do?
Okay.
What is this, man? I thought this was a podcast. What are you trying
I
to
didn't
pull
know which
here?
way it was going there for a second. I'm
You
like,
didn't know
whoa,
if
wait a
this was
minute.
going to turn into a casting couch
He
or
doesn't.
what, dude?
He doesn't. I mean, he had no idea because I mean, you were trying to start the whole.
Matt
That's
and
okay.
I have never met. We've never talked. We don't know each other. This is the first, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time Matt and I have actually started to talk to each other. This is the first day we met. So I don't know his mannerisms. I don't know, his what he's going to say or what he's going to do.
That's
I know
why
he's friends with you, and I know where you go and you like to go.
Well, that's why these conversations are priceless, but also, when I'm talking to you, pointless.
Oh.
Hey, look, he's not out of ammo yet.
Oh, yeah, I guess not.
I'm never out of ammo.
Before we started
Not even
recording,
when
I
I
tried to
fall
get him out of
asleep.
all his ammo so he wouldn't point it at me. But apparently, yeah, he had an extra cup of coffee this morning because he's twice as fast.
See, whenever we were kids, weren't kids, but younger, I used to give Matt shit all the time. So he's had his life dose of Travis Price.
And
Oh.
even if he throws a bunch of it at me while I'm sitting there like on like Messenger or something else, I just throw it right back at him. Just so.
Yeah. Matt's kind of like you. It's like sitting in the room with the same person almost.
Oh, yeah.
I've
punching
never
bag.
wanted to just dive out the window so bad.
Well-
Anyway, so Matt, you do music.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a lot of followers.
Give or take. Like I said, a lot of
Give
it's
or
just
take. You didn't even give me a number. Give or
No, no.
take.
Give or take, yeah.
I mean,
Okay, we'll
roughly
take 'em.
about 150 something.
Oh.
Right now.
How long you been doing that? Like posting it?
I started actually doing it because I started with a little video series that I do for Facebook and YouTube called Front Porch Sessions.
Yeah.
Where,
I remember your first one.
yeah. And that one, actually, when I first released it, was not part of the Front Porch Sessions like list and lineup.
No.
It was just like, hey, I wrote this song. Who wants to hear it? And everyone's like, yeah, sure, no big deal. And so I posted it, and it ended up getting shared about 20 different times and had about 7,000 to 8,000 hits on everything. Went massively viral a year or two ago.
Oh, cool.
So I've been building that and starting to go along with all those and starting to make more music. And those Front Porch Sessions are just raw, unfiltered playable tracks and stuff that I'm like, yeah, here's the song. This is how I play it. This is how I do it. And eventually, it actually led up to last summer where I recorded like a 3-track EP. It's called Garbage Memories, and like I said, it's on Spotify, Apple Music.
I think people do tend to appreciate the unedited just music, not this keyboard music that everybody's coming out with now, where the track and the instruments are all added in digitally, and the singer's voice is actually auto-tuned with the file and everything. I'd like to actually see a musician be a musician again.
Yeah, and that's a lot of my music is literally just me with a guitar at this point until I get more people to play with, and that was how we figured it out.
What kind of style of music do you play then?
I am more of, like I said, an indie or a punk-based musician, so a lot of my music is just a lot more fast-paced, simple chords that go.
Mongolian folk music.
Mongolian folk music.
Like, just like deep throat singing.
Whoa, deep throat.
No.
See what I meant about you going places?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, we are going places. Just wait a year from now, I'll be in a mansion, driving a Bugatti.
Oh, I'll stick to my tiny house. Thank you very much.
I know. Off grid. This guy is off grid. He
Yeah,
lives off solar. He is practically a plant. He lives off water and the sun.
I'm a vegetable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a
Pretty
plant.
much, essentially.
But no, actually, I do. I have a tiny house that's solar powered. The only thing we have piped in is water because I didn't want to have to worry about water purification or anything like that. Now we are going to put a rain catchment system up. That's mostly going to be for the garden. But yeah, I have close to 500 followers on my Off Grid Guru Facebook page.
Where are they from?
They're from India. Hi,
India.
Yeah, I get most of my views from India for some reason. I don't know why. Why it's like a handful of them are in Texas, and they're like, this guy's a crazy lunatic. What do we care? And then a handful of them around the area in Indiana. And but yeah, most of my thousands of views are coming from India. And I don't know why, but yeah, I found out what Mantap Jiwa means. It's apparently the Indian way of saying that's tight, bro.
Oh, okay.
Why? What'd you do? Ask a bunch of questions like, what does Mantab Jiwa mean?
Well, yeah, I asked Google. I'm like, hey, Google, what's Mantap Jiwa? Mantap Jiwa means that's tight, bro.
Wow.
You
I
can do
imagine
that.
we're saying that word wrong.
I'm sure I am.
Mantab Jiwa.
Putting that old American English on.
American.
We captured Mantab Jiwa in World War II.
Oh, no.
My great granddaddy raised a flag on Mantap Jiwa.
Oh, my.
Right. Well, okay, yeah, whatever.
So what is your Spotify name?
Spotify would be, it is MaddMAtt Russell. So MaddMatt, and then my last name, RUSSELL.
MaddMAtt. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Just
like
say-
Mad Max without the X.
Yes.
Except with T's.
Be Mad Ma then.
Maybe it was A-U-X. Mad Mo. You mad motherfucker.
Oh, my.
Okay, if you start doing the Three Stooges thing, I'm going to hurl this thing at you.
You said
from
Mo.
across the room.
You said Mo.
You're
Okay.
going to meet Jesus here in a second, motherfucker.
Yeah, no, like I said, I went with MaddMAtt. I just thought it sounded quick, clean hook. It worked real well. Like I said, it just
Yeah.
it fit the style for what I want to do because it's like I said, I'm about a box case or like Pandora's box when it comes to whatever I can figure out, whatever I can make with music.
You're more or less making music out of the love of the craft, though, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're not doing it for money.
Well, like I said, I will profit from whatever someone chooses to do. Like I
Yeah,
said, if I get views on Spotify, or if I get hits on Spotify, or I get hits on Pandora or something like that, it's like I'm gonna get money. But I'm doing it to do music because I want to help people.
That's what I'm saying, though. You're not farming your music. You're actually creating music for the love of the song, the love of the music.
Like I said, I may promote my page, but the biggest idea that I have with what I do music wise is to help.
Yeah, and that's what people really want, is they want someone who's a true artist, not someone who's like working for a corporation that has to pump out 5-6 songs a week or a month and say, hey, I got to make this song. They're going to promote it to make it number one, and they just blast it in your ear, and you're, oh, this song's so catchy. Yeah, and that's what I like to see. I like to see the actual artist who tries, like the old Vincent van Gogh kind of thing, where he paints with like leftover paint that he found on the street.
Paints with leftover ear.
Well, paints with his left ear. because he didn't have anything else to paint with. Yeah, that's totally what happened.
It pays a homage to like the old school style, like the romantic era of music and stuff.
Yes,
all the way
yeah.
back to when I say this, like Ludwig van Beethoven. Did you actually, if you notice this, I love this. This is really cool in classical music. If you put scores together and compare the actual like old school handwritten scores of Mozart to Beethoven, Mozart's just so effortless and just clean cut because he used to do all his stuff on the fly.
Yeah.
He did like a full concerto by himself in like 10 minutes before the concert was supposed to start, and then just hand copied it all over, and then gave it to people to run.
That sounds like me in college.
Beethoven
You sucked.
because he can't
He dropped out. But Beethoven,
because Beethoven was deaf, because he had so much hard struggles and stuff. You can actually see in the scores of music like why it's so dramatic and so moving, and that's why they say that Beethoven's the start of the actual like the romantic era of music, when people started putting emotion and feeling into their songs.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm
So
getting at.
before that, music was just emotionless.
And essentially,
No
that's what they
feeling.
say. That's basically what they imply, is that it was like music is just music.
You know what? Let's go slam on some shit and pluck some strings or whatever these things are called, and scream into a big horn and see what happens.
Scream into a big horn. You know, Travis is a professional screamer, everybody.
What do you mean?
You can scream.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He can hit those high notes.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, he can hit really high notes. Give us one there, Travis.
I'm not gonna do it.
Okay, fine.
The acoustics. The acoustics.
Acoustics
The acoustics in this room.
The
acoustics in here are not
good enough
to justify
I'm gonna karate chop the shit out of you, dude.
Not right now, though. No, not right
It's
now.
all soundproof. It's like a big recording booth.
It
Yeah,
is kinda.
kind of more or less.
We need better soundproof. We need to soundproof the ceilings. And usually we would be recording with a camera, but we have had way too many technical difficulties, so nobody can see the soundproofing.
Oh yeah,
lights
it's
or
just been
anything
nothing
like
but
that.
crap.
Nothing but fucking crap, if you ask me, because of everything that is going on in the world right now. You know, it is
Coronavirus, and then the riots, and then pretty much everything is shut down, and you can't get meat anymore at the grocery store. You can't. It just little things like that just really compile on you when you're trying to start something.
Yeah, and it's hard to get products from Amazon and shit. Like, I've ordered stuff from Amazon weeks ago that I'm still waiting on, and a lot of it is podcast stuff, and it's just very hard to do shit.
Yeah, and well, you saw how they burned down that Amazon fulfillment center, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they'll be able to get everybody's orders figured out from that, and not just everything just not up in smoke. No pun intended.
So, what do you think? They just have only those orders go there? They only
Yeah,
have those orders on that database?
For the
inside of
orders for that
building?
particular building, then
You don't
yes.
think they have a corporation where all the fucking orders go to?
I would hope so. I mean, Elon Musk did design the thing, but
Are you a part of like a moron parade? What did you do to your face? You shaved your face, and you look like you should be standing outside of the wigwam.
why did I
just-
agree to do this with you?
Freaking
You're hard to love sometimes. You know that.
yeah. I know. I'm sorry, but anyway, yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, we're not going to be recording with camera for a bit. Probably do a few episodes of sightless conversations. But yeah, but back to names. Like conversation and a half ago, we kind of got off the name. But MaddMAtt, it's like names like that are like kind of cliche, but but they work. Like Priceless Conversations. How fucking original! Your last name is Price. Oh, Priceless Conversations. How original!
Hey, I came up with that name.
did not,
I did too.
I did. I said, "What about Priceless Conversations?"
I came up to you and I said, "Hey, Priceless Conversations," and you threw a wrench at me and you called me a fucking idiot and you said that's the dumbest thing you ever heard. You hoped I died, and then you came up to me later and said, "Yeah, that's actually a good name. Let's go with it."
Did I really throw a wrench at you?
No, you didn't throw a wrench.
I know. If I would have threw a wrench at you, it would have been a really big one, and you wouldn't be awake right now.
Yeah, it would have been the wrong size still.
Yeah.
He wouldn't throw his 10 mil. He'd throw like 11 millimeter at me.
Inch and 5/16.
He'd strip my head.
Straight up Patches O'Houlihan from fucking Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Just beating you straight in the nuts with it.
And also,
Like that time he hit me with an extension cord.
I'm going to be setting up lights in the closet because I'm opening up the closet because I'm getting
He's coming out.
55-gallon fish tank. We're going to have fish up in this bitch.
Are you getting a fish tank?
Yes.
Oh man, I love
I'm
fish.
debating on whether it needs to be saltwater or freshwater. I don't know what I want yet.
Ah,
Saltwater is hard to take care of.
yes. But once you get it set up, it's pretty much.
Yeah. putting it in the closet, sunlight's not going to get onto it, and a lot of algae isn't going to grow. It's like a perfect place to have a fish tank.
It's not bad.
I used to have tons of fish. I loved raising fish. I still have fish now, but they're in the basement of my dad's house. Catfish that I'm raising for an aquaponic system I'm getting ready to build. But yeah, I had
legally raising catfish.
legally raising
Illegally?
legally, not illegally.
Yeah, well, I heard you went without a fishing license to the ravine and caught them. I'm kidding. I'm fully kidding. Where'd you get the fish?
Actually, I bought them off eBay. They shipped. Yeah, I'm being serious.
Really?
I bought my catfish,
You
my
buy
blue
anything
channel
off
cat.
eBay?
They shipped catfish to me. I didn't think about it. I just was on eBay one day. I was looking at tools or whatever, and just seeing what's on there. And I said, I wonder if I can buy fish off here. Because I remember finding Nemo. That starfish was bought off eBay. Shut up, Travis. And I typed in catfish because I wanted some catfish for the aquaponic system. And sure enough, blue channel cat. And I got them. They were only about 2 inches or so long. And now I've got one that's probably about almost a foot long. Yeah, they're about ready to outgrow their habitat I've got built for them. So we're trying to get that.
You're going to be growing some Mekongs bigger than you? Bigger than this whole table?
If I knew what a Mekong was.
You know what a Mekong... Hold on. You know what a Mekong catfish is? Are you dumb?
A Mekong?
Mekong catfish. Like the Mekong River?
Never heard of the Mekong River. I've heard of the Wabash River.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Indiana, Tennessee, Minnesota, California.
Did you grow up in the fucking woods or the desert? Like, away from TV?
Well, I obviously didn't grow up next to the Mekong River.
Well, me neither. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, dude?
Oh, God.
Nothing.
Exactly. But did you just not go to school or learn anything about geography or watch fucking
Obviously, I didn't. I didn't go to school. I stayed in the trash can until I was 18 years old. Boom, here I am.
who was that guy that would River Monsters? You ever watch River Monsters?
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Is that the river that he would fish on? It's not like in Vietnam
It
or
is
someplace.
one of them, yes.
Oh, one of them. See,
In general, when he usually would like fish out of, especially for certain seasons with like the Amazon, where they pull out like Arapaima and Paraiba and different stuff, which are like big, huge, scary ass fish that can literally swallow you whole.
No, I don't want to fish for those.
So anytime I've referenced Mekong catfish to you before, and you just neglected to tell me that you're
I don't
ignorant,
think you've ever told me you've
we
ever
were
said the
talking
word
about
Mekong to me before.
we were talking about that lake that Trent would go to fish. What was that? Lake Monroe, with the catfish that were huge.
Yeah, the
And I
flatheads.
said, "Wow, they're like Mekong catfish." And you stood there, and you're like, "Yeah."
Just completely gun blind, just like, oh, that's a thing. Cool.
So do you just? I wonder how many conversations I actually have with you to where you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You're just like, "Yeah."
Yeah, this is one of them. Yeah.
No, but a Mekong catfish, they are some of the biggest catfish in the world because the Mekong River, it has a bunch of swirling pools,
Yeah.
and these catfish just sit in the bottom of them and eat all the fish. It's like funnels fish into their mouths, and they just sit
Oh,
there,
man.
and they get huge, like 10, 12 feet long, huge catfish. And
Man, I would hate to go catfish noodling with one of those.
oh yeah, yeah,
Have to use your whole body with like a harness and a crane or something.
yeah. There's no way,
There's no way you could drag it out of the bottoms by yourself. with
No,
just your hands.
no.
Absolutely not.
especially where they sit because that
Because at the bottom of the river, there's spirals and stuff for like what, undertow and stuff too. Is
Yeah.
that what that is. Just
Yeah.
from the
I've
shovels
landed
the river.
I've landed like 5 foot long carp before, and those damn things feel like you got a whale on the end of the line.
Yeah, carp are hard to catch. Those.
Oh, they're fun though.
those
They
big
are
long carp?
fun. Yeah, we had the lake over at the campground we used to own, and man, oh man, we had carp all over that thing. And yeah, you go out in a little flat bottom boat, you throw your line out there with like some old fermented corn or something on the hook, and they'd catch it, and I mean they'd pull that boat all the way around that whole lake. You sitting there trying to catch it, but they're a blast to catch. And
They fight really, really hard. too.
they do.
It's just-
You feel you have a fun time catching one of
Why
them.
the fuck are we talking about fishing right now?
You said fish tank.
You know, if I
You're gonna have game
somebody
fish in
else
your closet.
listening to this fucking
Game
podcast,
fish.
I'd fucking turn this shit off. What'd you say?
You're not even paying attention. Uh huh. Yeah.
You said I
Yeah.
got my-
Uh huh.
Oh, the fish in the closet.
Yeah, the fish in the closet. You're gonna have gay fish in your closet.
What are you going after right now?
Your fish are going to be in the closet. That's a term for being gay. They're not going to come out of the closet.
So, what kind of of stand are you
You're gonna
taking here?
It's okay if they're gay in the closet. That's fine. I'm just saying. That's
We're
what we were
gonna
talking
have
about.
like South Park's Kanye West just like swimming around.
Yeah.
Like, yes, take.
We're gonna have to fucking.
Are you a gay fish? I'm not a gay fish.
We're gonna have to
What
fucking
the hell?
edit this fucking shit out. Jesus, Murphy. You're a fucking piece of shit, AJ.
I love you too.
I hate you so much. So if anybody like to take AJ's position next, it's up for grabs.
Yep.
This will be the first and last episode you hear of him.
Bye, everybody.
I'm just kidding.
Guess I'll just go back to living in the woods with my gay fish.
Stop saying it. So, but anyway, we've recorded like 5 episodes, but we have not posted anything because we are lazy and worthless.
Well, really, we only had just me and you. The only reason we're recording because Matt wanted to be here today.
Yes.
And if anybody else is listening and they're friends of ours and they'd like to record with us, drop us a line. We'll see if we can get you set up.
Yeah, it honestly just depends on how interested you are. I mean, I was scraping the bottom of the barrel whenever I talked to Matt. So, no, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. I
Well,
miss
fine.
you.
Matt and I are going to go do our own podcast with Hooker and Black Jackson.
No, I missed you, Matt. You're a good dude, man.
Oh,
Still.
Sure, nobody missed me. I'm just a fucking asshole.
yeah. That's why we love you, you big old fucking asshole.
Yeah. Fuck Carol Baskins.
Carol Baskins.
Barrel Faskins.
Barrel Faskins, is that still a thing?
No.
I'm not seeing any Tiger King memes here.
You know, I haven't seen, it's since Easter, you know.
It
I made that
it just
meme.
dropped off out of nowhere after they stopped watching. Tiger
Everybody's like, yay, Tiger King, yay. Done.
Easter Baskins.
Easter Baskins, yeah.
Yeah.
That meme I made. Joe Exotic standing there with that giant rabbit. Enjoy your Baskins. I'm surprised that didn't do as good as it would, you know.
Apparently memed it all the way into like reopening. Apparently there were like news reports of like them reopening the murder case and shit, or like the
Yeah.
disappearance of her husband and shit because everybody memed it so hard.
Oh, yeah.
I heard this whole story. Travis actually told me this whole story because I never watched anything on documentary.
You not watched it?
No, I have not watched. But he opens up and says, okay, there's this guy who raises tigers who's gay, who rapes straight men when they're all drugged up on meth and such. And this one guy he actually has sex with has like multiple wives and such. And I'm sitting there looking at him like, you're bullshitting me.
Okay.
It's like there's no way Netflix would have did this. This is a family show.
I actually didn't say any of that. You kind of jumbled up the whole entire
Well, what did
thing into one guy, and that's multiple people. Who do different shit.
I don't know the show. I haven't watched the show.
Yeah, you probably should watch the show before you start shooting accusations like that.
Yeah, take that.
I don't know if the guy raped
But I
anybody.
do know this, that Joe Exotic was looking for a pardon for President Trump, and President Trump actually was going to look into a pardon for him.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, we already had coronavirus.
he did. Didn't you know that like nobody dies from coronavirus?
I don't know.
They just die with coronavirus, and they label it as coronavirus death.
Yeah, I heard about that. Like, if you somehow test positive, then you're just like, okay, we're going into more conspiracy.
Yeah,
theories.
it's
probably showed up before we start.
Well, I mean, technically, with that
SWAT.
whole thing, you by definition, it says that you die of not being able to breathe, or you die of like suffocation, or like
yeah, and
something with your circulatory system, because that's what it actually attacks.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Ooh, no.
he died of coronavirus while he was beating his meat.
Oh, God.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Matt.
There was. If we're on the idea of like conspiracy theories and dumb stuff, I was like, cool.
Let's talk
boy.
about some fucking
You're
conspiracy.
a dumb one?
conspiracy
Did you hear a
theories.
dumb one?
Let's hear a dumb one.
I heard a dumb one specifically pertaining to coronavirus and this whole thing right before it started, like right before they sent everybody home from like university and school and shit.
Yeah.
They had literally at like 4:00 in the morning was just scrolling through my Facebook and found someone had shared this massive post where this lady was talking about how the installation of 5G towers for like the phone services.
Yeah.
The actual usage of 5G was causing people to die of suffocation, and they were labeling it as coronavirus.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking made up shit is that?
I
What
have no
fairy tale
idea.
land do people live in?
I have no idea.
As time goes on, I think people genuinely get fucking dumber. How is that possible? We are learning fucking rocket science in fourth fucking grade. The math that kids are learning these days is shit that I was learning in college.
Here he goes.
Because, and how are people this fucking stupid to think that cell phone towers are making you cough to death? What the fuck's that even mean?
I don't know, man. just looked at it and was like, this is the absolute weirdest thing I have ever come across.
You want to hear a good one? You want to hear a good one?
Oh, God.
When I first bought my first solar panels and I decided to go solar powered, I was searching around on the internet solar power because I didn't know anything about solar power, and I was looking at solar power, and I see that a town had actually banned solar panels on the belief that it was depleting the sun faster.
What?
They thought it was depleting the sun's energy faster.
Oh, no, I heard you the first time. I just wanted to say it again, so I knew exactly that I just heard that.
Yeah,
You know,
they
that's a
banned
good thing though, because it shows that dumb people congregate in one area, start a village, and are stupid all in one place rather than just spread out.
Yeah, the village idiot became the mayor, apparently, of this town. I can't remember the name of the town. I'll have to look the story up. But yeah, they banned solar panels because they, A, thought it was depleting the sun, B, thought it was giving off solar radiation, and C, they had another reason about health defects that solar panels would give you.
But there's science that doesn't say
Oh.
anything about that.
It gets better.
Oh, God.
There are people who honestly believe that wind turbines have to be pointed both east and west. For each east-pointed wind turbine, there has to be one pointed to the west. Otherwise, it'll slow down the rotation of the Earth.
But they rotate by themselves.
I know.
It's a big weather event. What?
The people, I had a person when I worked at a certain store. I'm not going to say the store here because they're very sue happy. But when I worked at a certain store, I had customers talking to me about solar power and wind turbine. I said, "Yeah, I'm actually solar powered wind turbine savvy myself." And this one guy looks me straight in the face and says, "You better have a vertical axis turbine." That's the one where they point straight up. "Otherwise, you'll slow down the rotation of the Earth." And I looked at him like,
You know, I've heard about that.
he's
Like,
a customer.
like-
I can't call him a. I'm
It's
like,
like, have you heard of this thing called the stratosphere? It's what actually holds everything together.
I'm like, I couldn't say anything to him because A, he was a customer. He'd like complain to my boss and like get fired, and then I'd be out on the street. But I'm like thinking to myself, "You moron! What?
You know,
what?"
it's a good thing. Okay, I used to work. Okay, whenever I was in college, I used to work at McDonald's, and I would tell people if they were dumb. I will get to a story here in a second. But if I was in your position, I would have looked at that guy and said, "Are you fucking stupid?"
He also wanted to have a way. He had a pond. He wanted to harness energy from this pond, and he wanted to pump it up into a holding tank and then drop it across an impeller that would turn and power his house. And I said, "Well, you're going to have power to pump the water up, so you're going to lose more power pumping it up." And he just could not get the energy. I'm like, he could not get the idea into his head. I'm like, "You're breaking the laws of thermodynamics here. You got to have energy to harvest." Now, if you had a rainwater collection thing and you collect it in a giant tank, you could do that.
Yeah, you'd only have fucking power on rainy days
Yeah,
with heavy rains.
with heavy rains where your tank is full, but
Huh.
yeah, it's
Or you could just go like siphon like passive like hydropower from like just put a little water.
I
wheel
turned
and
on
run
my
it all the way back to your
garden
house.
every time I turn on my garden hose, my power comes on.
Natural
actually-
selection is a wonderful thing.
Actually, there actually is. That's really really cool. When I was watching this, there's a show on Netflix about people. It's literally called Off the Grid.
Yeah,
It's about dudes that like live in different spots. There's a dude that literally lives in a cave system in Arkansas
yeah.
that made a water wheel to a nearby stream, bought some leftover wire, and was able to power a bunch of floodlights inside his cave that he lives in.
It's
It was the wildest thing, and I'm like,
it's feasible when you know what you're doing. But a lot of people take this information that their 2-year-old tells them and takes it and treats it like fact. Duke Energy came out years ago. When I first looked into it, I'm like, I didn't even know if it was feasible. I looked into it. I'm like, okay, well, is solar power feasible? And everybody's like, no, it's not feasible. Duke Energy was saying, no, it's not feasible. Was saying, no, it's not feasible. And if you drive up the highway, there's a certain spot where Duke Energy owns solar panels, and the whole field's full of them. And I said, why are you telling me that solar power is not feasible when you have a whole fucking field full of them?
because they want you to keep buying their service.
Exactly. They want you to buy. They're harvesting a free resource that they want you to pay for and buy from them. It's crazy. And then you got all these environmentalists that want solar power, which I'm like, yes, I love solar power. But they want the taxpayers to pay for solar power through the government, and the government to harvest a free resource. So we have to pay for this free resource when the government's harvesting it. I'm like, you're just moving more money into pockets of politicians. I said, go buy your own damn solar panels. Yes. Travis just turned the lights to red, so yeah, it's symbolizing anger and frustration.
No, I just feel like I'm in hell. No, but Yeah.
No, it's
No, but people are, that's the same kind of people that watch those fucking YouTube videos and see that you can charge your fucking cell phone for a whole fucking 10 seconds off of a potato.
Free energy. Yeah,
You
the free
microwave
energy.
a potato for like, I don't know, 10 seconds, and all of a sudden you plug your phone into it. It's like, oh shit, I've got fucking electricity. And they're like, why don't we just power our house off of potatoes? That's what all these potato farmers are probably doing.
Did you see the one where the guy took the surge protector, wrapped the wire together with zip ties, so it made like a big tight round band of wires, and then plugged it into itself? And he showed everybody how it's done. He's like, let me show you a trick that power companies don't want you to know. Takes it, does this, wraps it around like, I think even an iron rod, and he takes like a lighter that gives off a spark. He said, we got to start the
One of those
circuit.
plasma lighters. Yeah.
He sparks it, and it turns on, and he plugs in a corded drill into it. Not a cordless drill. He plugged a corded drill into it.
Cordless drill into it.
Yeah.
Just plugs your
And he
charger
starts
into
using
it,
the drill,
it
just
tastes bad.
and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to do this! I'm gonna power my whole house. Fuck them power companies!" And I'm like, "That's not how that works. He's screwing with you guys." And then I start seeing all the comments. Mine doesn't work. How did you get it to start?
I'd be on there commenting. What you have to do first is go outside with a pair of the biggest bolt cutters you have. Cut your main line right out of your breaker box.
right in the middle of everybody. Just
You might hear a loud zap. That's okay.
You
That's
only hear
okay.
it for a split second.
You'll never have to worry about a power bill again.
Oh man, that's like every winter it never gets old. The people who put the screws in their tires to get more traction.
yes.
And then everybody started flattening their tires.
Or they'll put the antifreeze in your gas, so
Yeah,
you're supposed to put the
yes.
antifreeze
that's
in
a
your gas.
thing.
Yes.
That's the thing. You haven't heard about that?
No.
Oh, dude, people post these fake things on Facebook, which are obviously fake. But to someone who doesn't know anything about cars, who's never looked into cars, their smarts are based elsewhere.
Yeah.
They take it as fact because they see it on Facebook. They don't look beyond a post, and so people think it's funny. They'll post it. It was like, what was a good one? The guy had a brand new Jeep with the 33-inch Super Swamper tires. Put screws in them. Screws them into the tires everywhere. Like every little piece of tread. And he's like, I don't understand why my tires are flat.
What?
You just what?
And people were telling him he used the wrong screws.
Oh my god,
He should have used tire screws, not wood screws.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
It's also you got. Oh, another good one. Actually, this happened to a relative of mine, and I told you this story once before.
I think so.
Yes, my grandfather was a mechanic for many, many years. My family's always been very mechanically inclined. If our listeners haven't known that, yeah, we're always pretty much mechanically based in my family.
Except for you.
Except for me, yes.
Anyway,
My grandfather works at a mechanic shop. My grandpa, Dan, he worked there in like the 1970s, I think it was, in Tennessee, when he was building a house in Tennessee. Anyway, a lady comes in with her car. She talks to my grandpa and says, "Hey, I need you to drain the winter gas or the winter air out of my tires and put the summer air in." And he's like, okay, why does that need to be done? The lady replies, "Well, my brother said I had to. Here, hold on." She pops the trunk open and pulls out 4 trash bags full of air. And she says, "My brother was nice enough to save the air for me." And hands them to my grandfather. And my grandpa's sitting there going,
you're
That is
bullshit.
amazing.
no, this is true.
You're
This is
yanking
true. This is true. This is this. He had another customer. Back in the 70s, you actually had a choke. You had to choke the carburetor to get a car to start. He had a lady come in all the time. Her car run like crap. And he had that thing apart one way and this way looking for a problem. He couldn't find a problem. It ran fine. He test drove it for hours. It would run fine. He finally said, "Ma'am, I cannot figure out what's going on with this car." She goes, "Well, it does it every time I drive it." And he says, "Okay, why don't you come by the shop? Hop in the car. I'll hop in the car with you. When the problem starts, you show me." She goes, "Okay, that sounds good." So anyway, they get into the car. First thing she does is she starts the car. She pulls the choke lever all the way out and hangs her purse on it.
Oh my. Is it a purse hanger?
It was a purse hanger.
Slap the choke shut.
So yeah, that's
Oh hell.
it was obviously his fault being a mechanic. He should have figured out why her purse hanger was not working right. But yeah, that's the kind of stories of what people do to their vehicle on simple beliefs without them doing like 1 inch of investigation into a thing.
I know a girl, and we were in high school. It was me and a bunch of other people. We were in a car, and she goes, "Travis, why are my turn signals dim?" And I was like, "Because you need to refill your blinker fluid." And we drove all the way from where we lived in Rosedale to Clinton, and I'm not gonna say any names until after the podcast.
Oh God.
And she walks in. She's in there about 15 minutes. And somebody asked her, they're like, "Ma'am, is there something I can help you with?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm looking for blinker fluid." And I'm watching in the window, and all of a sudden I see everybody turn around and look at me in the car, and I start dying laughing.
Was I here for this?
I think, were you?
I think we were here for this because you and I rode in the car.
I think it was.
And then they came back and said that the lady said that she found a mid-engine Volkswagen Beetle like in the 1910s.
Yes. Yes.
I remember this.
Yes. I thought it was you sitting in the car. I thought it was you in the car. Yes. But it was a wonderful
I
time.
love the old-fashioned blinker fluid trick. Everybody
Oh,
knows
it
that.
works. But it works. That's the
It
thing.
works. Blinker fluid sounds like a thing. Oh my gosh! And I love the fact that they all turned and looked at you and knew exactly what was going on. I need blinker fluid. Huh? Okay.
We're in the car. They look out. She's like, "Yeah, over here at this car," and they all go. Like, I think they got the joke now.
Yep.
Oh,
It was awesome.
oh.
I love getting people on shit though.
Oh.
It's like my wheel bearing in my truck is fucked up. You can hear it.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm driving on tank tracks, and but, you know, I don't give a shit. I drive 5 miles a day. I drive to work and back. It's not like I'm making big travels. I was riding in the truck with my dad, and he goes, "What the hell's that swing? That wow,
That swound?
That swing?
What the hell's that sound there, son?
He goes, "What the hell's that sound?" And I was like, "The fucking muffler bearings are fucked up." And he goes, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Pull over." And he goes, "What do you mean muffler bearings?" I get out, and my muffler's loose. So I grab it, and I start cranking on it and moving the muffler. And I was like, "My muffler bearings are loose, man." And he goes, "Oh, you have to get them replaced soon." I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah,
You
right?
gotta be
Yeah.
fucking kidding me.
And the diesel dudes that actually have like scrubbers in the exhaust pieces and stuff when they're like, and then you can tell them that, and they're just like, "Oh yeah," and they just think it's that.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my God."
Oh yeah.
You know, when I worked in a rental department for my dad's hardware store, we'd have people call and try to prank us. Yeah, I need a muffler bearing extractor kit. And I'd be like, "Okay, do you want the pneumatic or the hydraulic one?" Do you have a hydraulic one? Yeah, we have 2 of them actually. We got a Hainsworth and a Bradley. The Bradley is kind of leaking right now, but I can get you to Hainsworth. It's right now, and you just keep giving them information.
Yep.
You know, just be like, "Okay,
And
thanks."
then their joke backfires, and then they actually think that there's muffler bearings.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, what the fuck am I thinking?
we get a new guy in the site, just in the shop, and I'd be like messing with him. I'd go around to the office and I'd call the desk, and he'd answer the phone, "Hello," and I'd be like, "Yeah, do you have a left-hand screwdriver kit?" I think so. And you can hear the keyboard just kind of, you know, just clack, 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 as he's looking for it. Left-hand screwdriver. Let me ask the manager here. Hold on. Where the hell's AJ at? I don't see where AJ's at. Where's he at? I'm just sitting on the phone, just trying my best not to laugh. Well, I think we do, but I'm not sure if we do or not. And I'm like, okay. Could you page a friend of mine? And he goes, "Sure. What's your friend's name?" And I'm like, "His name is Stuart Pedasso, but he prefers to be called Stu." Okay, let me page him real quick. He's on the intercom. "Stu Pedasso, line 1, Stu Pedasso."
Stupid asshole.
And I'm over here laughing my ass off, tears streaming down my face, trying to get my composure back together so he doesn't know it's me, so I can go back to my desk. "Stu Pedasso, line 1, Stu Pedasso, line 1.
Oh, that's fucking great, man.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing.
That's some Bart Simpson shit, dude.
And you look up. My dad had an office above the main office in the checkout there. You can actually see into the window from a rental apartment. You look up and you see his face just looking out the window, just beet red. Just, "What did you just do?" And you can't help it but laugh your butt off. And the old plumbers are coming up and they're laughing their butt off too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
That just sounds amazing.
and the kid I pulled it on is the same one. I gave him a can of paint, and I said, "You hear that rattle?" He goes, yeah, you know where I'm going with this? And he goes, yeah. And I said, that's a paint pellet. Could you shake that until that dissolves for me, please?
He just sits there and he shakes it all day.
He shakes it all day. I go to lunch, forget that he's shaking his thing. I come back. He's got the bottom of the can dented with the marble because he's shaking it so hard trying to get it to dissolve.
God.
I go to lunch. I come back, and it's like 2 hours he's been shaking this thing. His arms are killing him. The bottom of the can's all dented up. And I grab the can, I shake it. And I'm like, have you been shaking this all lunch? And he goes, yeah, man, that damn thing won't dissolve at all. He tried to put it in the paint machine over in the paint department, the mixer.
Oh, my God.
My buddy Jim worked there. Jim's like in his 70s at the time. Stops him, says, no, you can't do that. You'll damage the paint. Plays it off for me and sends it back, and he's still sitting there shaking. So he's helping customers, just sitting there with a can of paint in his hand. Shake, shake, shake. Yes, ma'am, they're in aisle 3. Shake, 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 shake. Rattle, rattle,
You know,
rattle.
you just shit your pants. You come back from lunch and that can didn't rattle anymore.
That all dissolved. Man, that was a bit. It'd be like, okay, thank you.
The glass marble has just turned to sand.
Yeah.
Do that, or you tell them that the paint pellet, you can get it for $4. Just to bust it open, so all the leftover pressure in the can, you crack it. Oh,
Just
God.
explodes all over him. It's like a bank robber with a dye bag.
It's like, did you get the money? No.
Comes back, his hand's blown off, and he's painted orange. Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really funny. Let's laugh at the stump of the hand there.
It's like some shit that happened at work not too long ago.
Yeah, you popped a can of brake clean that was empty, and it blew out of his hand and blew across the floor. Boom!
It sounded like a gunshot. Yeah, because we have to pop the cans before we put them in the dumpster. And I had an empty can, popped it, and it exploded. And I was holding on to it loosely, thank God. And it flies past my head, and I'm just standing there. I'm like, what the fuck was that? It sounded like a gunshot. I thought I died.
Well, it's not like the one registered idiot we had work there that popped a full can of brake clean and had to go to the emergency room.
He cut his hand all open.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You know him.
We're not going to say his name on the show,
No, we're
but
not going to say his name.
Oh,
I'll-
God.
I'll give you a hint. Honda Civic.
Oh, God. No. No.
Yes. He went to the emergency room more often than any other guy who worked there.
I don't.
I think you might know him. You know him?
I do.
You know
I get that. No, I get
The
that.
Honda
I'm just
Civic
saying in my head, I'm just going, oh, God. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Wonderful.
anyway, we've been recording for about 42 minutes. Longer than that, really.
Think so?
Yeah.
So what, are we going to just cut it off and be like, fuck it? Who
I don't
cares?
know.
We're
I
done.
don't know how long we recorded with the first part being cut off.
It was about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
I didn't know if you wanted like to do another episode or.
So what, are you just, you cut me off right now? Or what are
I
you
don't
doing?
know. I'm asking you.
You're like the shittiest bartender in the world. Take a shot. All right, you're done.
All right.
There's your one. You get to go home now, kiddo.
Who's your designated driver? I'm holding on to your keys.
If a bartender ever took my keys, I don't know what I'd do. I literally just sit there dumbfounded. Like, I don't know what to do. They took my keys. I don't know how to get them back now.
I just walk to the bar. The bar's right there.
Yeah.
Like, where's your keys? You can't get them because I walked here.
Yeah.
You just hand him a dummy set of keys. Here you go.
Somersault my way all the way out the door.
I mean, shoot, I'll
Like a Droideka.
walk almost 12 blocks to the nearest, like, the bars in town. Like,
Yeah.
over in Clinton.
Yeah.
I live in the center of town. I'm no more than probably about 10-minute walk from like most of the major bars in town. If I really want to go somewhere, I'll just walk there so I can walk myself back home and not get in trouble.
It takes 10 minutes to walk there. It takes 2 hours to walk back. The difference is staggering.
Yeah. Yeah, I've walked across that town intoxicated way too many times.
Festival weekend is always the best time in the
Especially
world.
Little Italy.
I've never been intoxicated in my hometown,
Really?
Clinton, Indiana.
Well, that's sad.
I have never.
You've never walked around and drunk.
I've lived everywhere. For the last 16 years, I lived in 16 different places. And, yeah, that's the whole reason why I built the tiny house, because I got tired of moving. But I've been drunk in other towns. But I've never been drunk in my hometown.
AJ don't drink anymore, so he'll never get drunk in his home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking sissy.
Well, it's pretty bad when you go to a bar and the bartender knows your name and you've never been at that bar before.
How do you know? You never go to bars.
All right, yeah, sure. Way to piss all over my joke there, Travis.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I got a joke. Okay, let's hear it. Not even a pity laugh. Thanks a lot, man. Please, pity
I've been reading out of that dad joke book too much. Oh, shit. Well, I think we might wrap this episode on up.
Alrighty then. Thank you everybody for listening to us. We hope you enjoyed.
Eat shit, die horse. I'm just kidding.
Wow.